Hello, Greyhounds, class of 2023. Welcome to your 10th grade school counseling curriculum lesson, also your bridge law activity lesson. We will be going through this PowerPoint together, and I will be explaining to you many important information that you need to be aware of as a sophomore, things that have to do with your future planning academically as well as career and college-wise, and also talking about how to do the bridge bill activities that are required and mandatory this year in Naviance. So before we get started, we understand that there are probably parents possibly watching this as well, and welcome parents. We are glad that you are learning this information along with your student. What we need to do at this moment, just for the students only, please take out your phone. We need you to take a brief survey. If you could open your camera on your phone and point it at this QR code. It's going to take you to a Google Doc with just a few questions. Won't take but a minute to answer them. If you have any problem with that, there is the URL is at the bottom. You can just copy paste that into onto your computer, and you can complete the survey on your computer if you prefer. So just please take 1 minute and complete the survey for us now. Just keep working. Those of you still working on the survey, we will continue the PowerPoint in just a minute. Give you a few more seconds to complete it. Okay, great. So I hope you're finished with your survey. Thank you so much for taking care of that. We'll move on. So let me quickly introduce you to the Pope School Counseling Department. Here we have a picture of everyone in our department, and I'll just introduce everyone from left to right. So the first girl on your left in the dark brown sweater, that is Stacy Wolf. She is our counseling department secretary. To her left or your right, looking at the screen, gal in the white shirt, that is me. That is, I'm Ms. Shearstone, Leslie Shearstone. I work with students HE through MCC, and I'm also involved with 10th grade activities. To my left in the picture, or to your right as you're looking at it, in the pink striped shirt, that is Miss Sachs. Catherine Sachs works with students' last names A through C. And next to her in the white shirt and the dark sweater, that is Pam Kretzmer. She is our school social worker. In the middle in the green shirt, that is our department chair, Miss Patty De Silva. She works with students' last names D through HA. To her left, your right, is in the dark outfit is Miss Potts. Laura Potts works with students' last names MCD through SC, and she does the 9th grade activities. And to her left, your right, that is Miss Lisa Squire in the orange shirt. She is our records clerk, works in the back with all of your cumulative folders and handling the sending and receiving of records. And last but not least, to her left, your right, in the white and blue striped shirt, that is Miss Jamie Hamrick. She works with students at the end of the alphabet from SE through Z. At the bottom of this site, if you do need it or are interested to know, we do have our school counseling web page, and that is our new URL that can send you right to our website. If you have questions, you can usually easily get to a lot of the information you might have questions about there. So what do school counselors do? We are here to help. We assist students with academic planning, career and college exploration, and we're here also for social and emotional situations that might come up during your time here at high school, and we are trained, especially trained to help you with those things. So you might be wondering, how can I reach my counselor now that I'm not right in the building right now? Well, we have made ourselves available to you in a few different ways. During this time of remote learning, you can always call the counseling office during our regular business hours, Monday through Friday from 8 to 4. The number is right there on the screen. Probably a little bit more efficient would be just to email your counselor, and here are our email addresses that you would just shoot us an email and we can get back with you. We could set up a Zoom meeting with you to talk over questions if it takes longer than just a quick email back and forth. However, if you need to speak with someone immediately, emergency or something, during our school hours, 8 to 4, please, you can click on this link below, and it's also on our school counseling website page where it says counselors. You click on that and you will be able to find the link that will connect you to our counselor on call. So we have a counselor on call every day. And you can reach that person immediately live in a Zoom room and have a conversation with us about any emergency that you may be having or question that you need some help with right away. As you can imagine, as your school counselors, one of the things we take most seriously are ways that we can help keep you and your friends safe. We are here to help you in situations that arise and try to help point you in the right direction for assistance. We want to just remind you and make you aware that there is a no harassment, no bullying policy here. You can look at the student handbook to find out more about what that policy is, and that's posted on the main on the Pope website. But we don't tolerate bullying and harassment going on in our building towards anyone. And we really rely on you students to make us aware, and parents, if you are aware that there is bullying or harassment taking place, either that it's happening to you or that you know if it's happening to somebody else, we ask that you tell an adult. You tell a trusted adult in our building or call and let us know. Talk to a teacher, talk to your counselor, and let us know what's going on. We will do the best we can to address that situation and get that situation resolved, but we need your help and we need you to be able to tell us about what might be happening. There are crises that happen in people's lives. Sometimes people are dealing with some really difficult things and thinking about self-harm or harming others. Any of those situations that arise, please always just call 911 immediately. If there is a life-threatening situation that is occurring, don't hesitate, call 911 and get help. And tell an adult immediately. So students, if you're aware your friend is having thoughts of suicide, tell your parent, come to school and tell an adult immediately. Don't let that kind of go on any longer, because we need to address those situations right away. Or a friend is harming themselves or they're talking about harming somebody else. Please just immediately tell an adult about that. Some people think that counseling, that we are, everything we say in our office is confidential, and in most cases that is the case. However, there are some limits of confidentiality that I just want to make you aware of. Like I was mentioning, if we are made aware that someone is harming themselves or thinking about harming someone else, thinking about having thoughts of suicide, in that situation, ethically, we do have to break our confidentiality and work to get that person help. Other situations would be, if you're aware or you let us know that someone is being bullied and you can tell us who and about what's going on, then we will have to break confidentiality. We wouldn't let anyone know that you told us about that situation, but we would definitely have to address it and try to maintain your confidentiality in that situation. Other things, people sometimes don't know the law in Georgia for students who are 15 or younger. If we become aware that someone's sexually active with someone 2 years older than them, we would have to break confidentiality and try to address that. And if we were to find out or be told that someone was being physically or sexually abused, that's another situation that we have to break our confidentiality and get that person help and connect them with resources. Other than those things, pretty much what we would discuss in our office would stay just between us, and we would try to provide you with helpful advice and resources to deal with whatever situation you're having. So students, you might remember last year, your freshman year, your counseling department came to your classes. One of the counselors came in and we did a lesson for you about the signs of suicide, and we taught you an acronym that was to help you to know what to do if you were concerned about a friend and or even yourself. Don't be afraid to act, ACT. The A in the ACT means to acknowledge. Acknowledge what you're seeing, that you're seeing signs of depression and or in suicide in yourself or others. So acknowledge that and tell the person, hey, I see that you're down. I hear what you're saying and that you seem really depressed right now. The C stands for care. Let that person know that you're worried about them and say, I hear you and I'm really worried about you, and I think the best thing to do, and then you would use the T in the ACT as to tell a trusted adult. Either you go with that person to a trusted adult, a parent, a counselor, a teacher, and let them know that your friend and or yourself are having thoughts of suicide. And that person will take you to a person who is well trained to help you or help that person get to resources and helpful steps from there, so that we can hopefully avoid that person doing anything to harm themselves. So please remember our ACT acronym: acknowledge, care, and tell if you have any concerns about a friend or yourself. So transitioning now into the remainder of our presentation for our sophomore steps to success. These are some topics we're going to be discussing. We're going to talk a little bit about dual enrollment, graduation requirements, how to find out more about your interests and how they relate to careers. We're going to talk a little bit about what things you can do as a 10th grader. We have a handout for you posted in this classroom that you can access in the resources. We're going to talk about Hope Scholarship, creating an account in Georgia Futures to see where your standing is with the Hope Scholarship. And then in the spring, we'll get together and we'll do some additional advising towards trying to help you with selecting classes for the rest of high school when the time comes for registration. So let's do a quick review of the graduation requirements. What are the things that you have to take in order to graduate and get that diploma at the end of 2023? English, you have to have 4 credits of English. So keep taking English every year. You have to have 4 credits of math. You need 4 credits of science. We have specific ones you have to take, which we'll talk a little bit more in detail in the spring. But you do have to take 4 credits of science, 3 credits of social studies, and those are specific to world history, U.S. history, and government and econ. Everyone has to take a half credit of health and personal fitness. Our ROTC students and ROTC students, if you complete 3 years of the NROTC program, you will be meeting this requirement and will not have to take health and personal fitness separately. You also have to complete any combination of a career tech, fine arts, and world language credits. They can be 1 credit of band, 1 credit of Spanish, 1 credit of graphic design. However, if you're interested in attending 2 or 4-year college after high school, you do need to have earned 2 credits of the same world language while in high school, including if you took it in middle school. So you'd have to have taken Spanish 1, Spanish 2, or Spanish 2 and Spanish 3 if you were in that special group that got to get Spanish 1 done in 7th and 8th grade. Only Spanish 2 and Spanish 3 would count for you. So make sure that you are planning for that or have that on your radar if you are wanting to go to college after high school. And then in order to finish out and get 23, you have to have earned 4 additional electives. And news, just so you know that if you took geography or AP Human Geography your freshman year, that credit counts in this area. It counts as a core elective. So that will be definitely useful credit that you have done and taken. So in addition to meeting those criteria to graduate, each year you have to finish a certain amount of credits to promote to the next grade level. So if you want to be a junior, you at Pope High School, since we're on a traditional schedule, you can earn up to 6 credits per year. But you do need to earn specific credits to promote. So overall total, by the end of this summer of 2021, you'd have to have a total of 10 credits earned. And of those 10 credits, you have to pass 2 full units of English, 2 full units of math, and 2 full units of science. So those are specific to the 10 that you have to complete to be able to promote to a junior level. For our athletes to be eligible to compete, it's a little different than the requirements to promote. You have to have passed 2.5 units minimum of credit the previous semester. So at least 5 of your 6 classes have to be passed the prior semester in order to compete in the current semester. And by the end of this summer, you have to have earned 11 units total in order to be able to compete next fall in any sports activities. So just be mindful of that, athletes. So next I'm going to be talking about transcripts. We have different types of transcripts that you need to be kind of aware of and how they impact you in different ways. Different ways that GPAs are calculated and what they are for. And we're going to talk a little about the Hope Scholarship information. So you have 2 types of transcripts. You have a Cobb County transcript and you have a Hope transcript. And there are some differences between these 2 documents. So your Cobb County transcript has posted on it your cumulative grade point average. Your cumulative grade point average includes all grades earned in high school for all classes you have taken. It includes classes like electives, PE classes, career technology, arts, and fine arts classes are included. It also includes all grades passed or failed. In addition, Cobb County transcript has weights added to honors and AP courses that are taken. So if a student earns an A in an on-level class, that A is given a value, a quality point value of 4. That's how you get a 4.0. If you get all A's, you get a 4.0. If you take honors classes and get an A, you would get a value in your GPA calculation of a 4.5. So you're given a half extra quality point for honors classes that you've taken. If you get a C, it's a 2.5 instead of a 2 for an on-level class. AP classes in Cobb County are awarded a full quality point extra in the GPA calculation. So students who take an AP class and get an A, it is worth a 5 because you're given an additional quality point added instead of it being worth a 4 if it's an on-level class. Just so that's something I wanted you to be aware of that. So here is a sample Pope sophomore transcript. Upper left hand is going to have your demographic information. And then you can see over on the right hand side where they have the cumulative weighted GPA at the very top. That includes all core credits taken in high school, including electives. And it's weighted. So if you've had honors AP classes, the weight is included in that GPA. And then you'll have your cumulative unweighted GPA, everything you've taken in high school, but no weights added. Your credits attempted will be listed, and then any credits that you've earned. So if you earned a middle school credit, say you took Spanish in middle school and earned that credit, it would be included in your credits earned. It's not included in your credits attempted, and you'll see that right here under this column because it does not count in the calculation of your GPA for high school. Only classes taken in high school are included in your GPA calculation. So obviously here you can see where your grade is listed, where the credits attempted is listed, how many credits you've earned, and then also let's see, up here you'll see in the middle under your address and your name, information about your attendance. So that is all included on your transcript. That will be seen by colleges and possibly future employers, scholarship, all of those things. So I want to move on and tell you about a couple of programs that are exist in our county, in our state. These are programs that are help students be better prepared for college, as well as save them money in their post-secondary educational pursuits. So it's really important just to keep in mind that everyone really needs to pursue some kind of training after high school. so that you have more competitiveness for rewarding careers. So we want to encourage you to consider some kind of training, be it through trades, apprenticeships, technical college, 2-year, 4-year college, and some of these programs are there to help you in those pursuits. So most people have heard about the Hope Scholarship. It's possible, though, that people don't really actually know what HOPE stands for, so here you go. It stands for Helping Outstanding Pupils Educationally. This scholarship has been around since before I came to Pope. I came to Pope in 1996, if you can believe that, and it was already in place before I got here. So it's been able to continue to be supported for all these years, which is awesome. It's supported by Georgia lottery funds, so if you buy those tickets, know that some of that money is going to good causes. So just wanted to make sure you're aware that what a couple of the criteria that you have to meet in order to be eligible for HOPE. One of them is that you have to be a U.S. citizen or eligible non-citizen. Another one is that you have to have been a resident of Georgia for at least 1 year prior to being able to receive any of the funding. And you also have to graduate from a Georgia high school. So let's talk a little bit more about HOPE Scholarship. What are the different types of HOPE Scholarships? How is my HOPE GPA calculated? And what is HOPE Rigor? All these things that are involved in the HOPE Scholarship. So on this side, you're going to see a summary of all the information about the Zell Miller Scholarship. The Zell Miller Scholarship in the HOPE Scholarship Program is the highest level of scholarship. So the scholarship requires a student to graduate from high school at the end of their 8th semester with a core high school GPA as calculated by the Georgia Student Finance Commission of a 3.7 or higher. In addition, in normal times, they also require an SAT of combined math and reading score of 1200 or a 26 ACT composite score. In addition, students have to earn a minimum of 4 credits from considered academic rigorous courses that I will tell you about here in a minute prior to graduating from high school. The Zell Miller pays for either 2 or 4-year degrees. You have to graduate from a Georgia high school. You must be a resident at least 1 year and be a citizen or green card eligible non-citizen. It covers full tuition, so as long as you are eligible out of high school and continue to earn at least a 3.3 GPA in your college classes, you will continue to earn the full tuition scholarship. And it also applies automatically for the valedictorian, the first in the class, and the salutatorian, or the second person in your graduating class. There's also something called the Zell Miller Grant. It requires a 3.5 college GPA, and it is it's involved in technical colleges. So it does not require any minimum test score, and it will pay for tuition for certificate or diploma programs. So this is only for technical college programs. And it also will cover retroactively. So once you earn that first 3.5 in your tuition in your college courses at the end of a semester, they will retroactively pay for that prior semester. And then moving forward, you must maintain that 3.5 GPA while you're in college to maintain the Zell Miller Grant. So the HOPE Scholarship, a little different than the Zell Miller Scholarship. It is again, at the end of your senior year, the GPA is calculated to see if a student is eligible for this award. Something I forgot to mention earlier, that this only applies to colleges in the state of Georgia. You cannot use HOPE Scholarship funds or Zell Miller Scholarship funds to apply to any school that is outside the borders of Georgia. Only colleges in the state of Georgia, public and private, and technical colleges are eligible for these funds. You have to get the HOPE Scholarship. You have to have at the end of high school a 3.0 core GPA as calculated by the Georgia Student Finance Commission. If you don't have HOPE out of high school, you can earn the HOPE Scholarship in college if you are able to get your GPA to that 3.0 range after your first 30 hours of credits earned in college. In addition, you have to have earned those 4 minimum credits of rigor that I will show you here in a few minutes. You can use the Hope Scholarship only for 2-year or 4-year degrees, so bachelor's or associate degrees. And it only covers a percentage of your tuition. So the Zell Miller covers full tuition. The Hope Scholarship covers maybe 75, 80-ish% of your tuition only. The Hope Grant is available to all students. You do not have to have a specific GPA out of high school. You automatically can use the Hope Grant as long as you have graduated from high school or have earned a GED. The Hope Grant only covers you for a certificate or diploma program. So associate degrees and bachelor's degrees, only the Hope Scholarship will work for those. The Hope Grant will help pay for your completion of a certificate or diploma at a technical college. And again, it only covers a percentage of the tuition, but a pretty good chunk, about 80%. So I need to explain to you how the Hope GPA is calculated. So basically, it takes the average of your core classes. Core classes are classes that are in the subject matters of English, math, science, social studies, and world languages. So only the grades that you earn in your core classes will be included in the Hope GPA calculation. And it also includes electives in those subject areas. So if you took algebra support, or if you take psychology or yearbook, those are considered, or they are listed under the core areas on your transcript, and so those would also count in the Hope GPA calculation. It includes all grades in core areas, passed or failed. And for the Hope GPA, there's a different way of calculating the weights. So some AP and dual enrollment courses will earn the quality points, and they only are capped up to a 4.0. So for example, if you're taking a regular on-level class, you get an A, it's worth a 4. For the Hope Scholarship calculation, honors level classes are not weighted. They only are going to earn what they're just regular, not weighted. For the AP and dual enrollment classes that are eligible, it caps at a 4.0, so you would not be getting any additional weight to your Hope GPA calculation if you got an A in a dual enrollment or in an AP class. However, if you got a B, you would get an extra half quality point added to your GPA calculation for Hope only. So just remember that no weight goes into honors level classes for the Hope calculation, and only a half extra is included in any AP or dual enrollment classes taken in core areas, and it caps at a 4.0. So you heard me mention earlier that you have to also have 4 courses of rigor in order to be eligible for the Hope Scholarship. So these are ones that are included in those in that count. You can take anything Algebra 2 and any math beyond Algebra 2. Those credits would count. So you can get 2 the courses of rigor if you have Algebra 2 and say pre-calculus or statistics. If you take chemistry or physics, human anatomy or forensic science, those are all considered courses of rigor. If you take advanced placement in any of the core subject areas, those will count as courses of rigor. And if you go into the dual enrollment program, if you take core subjects, you would earn that additional weight and additional as well as the rigor. And any level 2 or higher of foreign language taken in high school will also be considered in the rigor count for Hope. So let me re-emphasize this very important fact that your Hope GPA calculation is done through the Georgia Student Finance Commission, not at all by Cobb County. So the place that you can learn about your Hope GPA calculation is in the gafutures.org website. So I pulled it, taken a screenshot of the home page on that site. All you have to do is create your account by clicking here. When you create your account, just be sure to include your Social Security number when you create that account. That is how the tools that are used to calculate your GPA for Hope connect your transcript information with the information in the website. So once you have created your account in Georgia Futures, and again, this should be the student creating this account. Parents, please do not create the account. Let your student be the ones who are kind of running in charge of this process, because it's something that is important for them to be engaged in. So you can sit by them, next to them while they do it, or watch over their shoulder while they're doing it, but please try not to do this for them, because sometimes you might actually make errors and it causes a lot of trouble trying to get the errors completed. It has to really be done by the student. So once the student has completed their account, they go to their profile once they're signed in, and they'll see right here, My Hope GPA, right down below the little picture of the face, is where they would click, and then they would go down below and type in their high school and then click the select button. So this is what the HOPE report looks like. It'll kind of give you an idea over here whether or not the class is being included in the GPA calculation for HOPE. Now you'll notice here middle school, the first two grades are showing with the little asterisks in the left-hand column. That means that middle school grades are not calculated into the HOPE GPA because they are not considered in the regular high school GPA. Also, any electives. So for this sample, ROTC has an asterisk in that column. It's not being calculated because it's not a core class. Neither is a band. So just you can look at that. You can see what the credits attempted, the grade, and then how the HOPE GPA is being calculated, and showing what the weight as well is over on the right-hand side. And then at the bottom it tells you kind of a summary, how many courses of rigor, total credits that have been attempted, and then again, the GPA calculation is at the top right there. So you can kind of get a detailed summary of how the GPA is being calculated based on that student's transcript and grades. So hopefully now you understand a little bit more about how HOPE Scholarship works, how you can find your HOPE GPA calculation. Just remember, you'll never see your HOPE GPA calculation on your Cobb County transcript. It will never be posted there. You must go to the Georgia Futures website to see what your current HOPE GPA calculation is looking like. So from here, we're going to talk a little bit about dual enrollment program, who can do it, what is it, and how to apply. So the dual enrollment program has been around for many years. It is a state-funded program that allows students to take college classes while they're still enrolled in high school. And the classes that they take at the college count for both high school and college requirements. So it's why you're dual enrolled, killing two birds with one stone. In Georgia, the dual enrollment program pays for 100% of your college tuition. It pays for your books, and it pays for the mandatory fees as well. So it's a great deal. Something people don't always realize is that you don't have to be the top of your class to be a good candidate for this program. If you're a pretty solid B student in your core classes, if you're around a 3.0 core GPA high school student, then you can be successful in dual enrollment, and you might want to take a look at this program to save some money for college. So some of the benefits of dual enrollment, it introduces students to college level coursework. We do have AP courses at Pope High School that can count for college credit, but however, this also is a way for a student to be taking college level classes during high school. The difference being you don't have to take the AP test at the end and try to earn a certain score. For many colleges, the credits that you earn in dual enrollment will transfer to colleges. You do have to double check on that, but it's one of the neat things is that you don't have to take a test at the end. Just as long as you get a B, a certain score in the class at the college, you'll get credit for the class at whatever college you then decide to attend after high school. It helps to make the transition from high school to college a little bit easier. Students who participate are more likely to go to college and get a college degree than those who do not participate in dual enrollment. And the neat thing is students may be able to take classes that are not offered at their high school. So we don't offer classes for auto mechanics or cosmetology. Certain IT classes we don't offer here at Pope. Welding, students can take these classes through the dual enrollment program at our nearby technical colleges. Other classes, public speaking, humanities, geology, anthropology, criminal justice, peace studies, those are things that we don't offer that kids can take at the local college and be expanding their knowledge. So pretty neat opportunities. Some things to also consider, however, that even though it's a great deal, you need to understand that the classes are college level and they're taught by professors. So you have to be mature and ready to handle that. Classes may not be considered as rigorous as AP by some colleges when you're applying for admission. So you have to kind of do your homework and check into that based on what colleges you're thinking about applying to after high school. Some classes may not transfer, especially out of state and private colleges. So you have to, again, check into that before you decide if this program is for you. Our calendar and the college's calendar sometimes don't line up. For example, we just, it's September break, colleges are in session, whereas we're off that week. So you'd have to be aware that that can happen. There can be schedule complications if you're taking both classes at Pope and at the college, which you can do part-time and full-time, but that is a challenge. And transportation and parking, it can be a challenge. And only seniors are guaranteed parking. So if a junior wants to do dual enrollment, they may not have a parking spot and have to work that out in some different way. So mostly the seniors will have parking and can leave Pope and or come to Pope later in the day if they take their college classes in the morning. However, that can be a little bit of a tricky thing to work around. If you'd like to learn more about the dual enrollment program before talking to your counselor, which is what we recommend, we've done a great job of posting some helpful resources for parents and students to refer to find out more about whether or not this program is something they want to pursue. So if you just go to the main Pope page, click on curricular, and then you'll see our school counseling link will pop up. You click on that. And then on our school counseling page, you just go to the top, click on academics, and then you'll see a drop down, and at the bottom you'll see dual enrollment. You click on that, and then all of our resources about the dual enrollment program will be there. So we highly recommend going there and reading and looking at all the resources prior to contacting your counselor to possibly schedule an appointment to have more information. So now we're going to transition into our discussion about our Naviance system that is available to students and parents all throughout Cobb County. Naviance is the name is from the two words combined, navigation and guidance, so Naviance. This is a delivery system, a platform that has college and career search engines, all kinds of great resources in there. But it's also how we communicate with you and your parents throughout the year. So we're going to tell you a little bit more about what it is, how to log in. And in Naviance is where students are going to complete their mandatory bridge law activities that are required for 10th grade. So in addition to completing your bridge bill activities, you can also use Naviance, and you'll see great college and career planning resources and tools. It has a resume builder feature to help students with creating their resume. It's where we will tell students and parents about any college visits coming to our school and or around our area. And it has a great scholarship search tool as well. Just wanted to mention that to you as far as what other things you can do within Naviance. So students, what I'd love to ask you to do right now is to just please finish completing the rest of this PowerPoint. Just watch and listen to the rest of the slides before you go and then log into Naviance to complete your following bridge bill activities. So please finish watching this PowerPoint so that you can and parents, so you can see what we're going to be doing and how to do that. And then it'll be a lot easier for you to go into Naviance once the PowerPoint is completed and complete the activities. Okay, so the way that a student logs into Naviance from home is to go to the URL that's right there in the middle of the slide, student.naviance.com/PopeHS. Once you get to that screen, either you can enter your Office 365 credentials, or I'll show you the next slide another way that you might be requested to access the site. But if you're asked to log in using a username and a password, the username is going to be your Microsoft 365 username, which is your email address, your first name last name @students.cobbk12.org. The password is going to be the password that you use to log into computers at school. If you don't know what that is, can't remember, if you go into your Student View account, you will be able to see, there'll be a link to your Office 365 information, and then you'll be able to see the email exactly that you're supposed to use, and then the password that you're supposed to use to log into Naviance. When you go to that student.naviance.com/PopeHS URL, you might see a screen that looks like this, and this is how you would log in if you see this screen. You just click on the little student box, and then you'll click where it says continue with Clever, and then you will then be guided into the Naviance from there. So again, wait to do these activities when you finish this PowerPoint, but when you do get into Naviance, one of the first things we want you to do is to update or add your email address. We need this so we can communicate important information to you. So when you get into Naviance, you will just go to the About Me tab and then click where it says My Account, and then there'll be a little communication box, and it has a little pencil icon. You click on the little pencil, and then it'll allow you to update or add an email address, and then make sure you just click save, and it'll have that there for you. So first things first is to add your email address. So here's a quick visual of what you're going to do to access your tasks, your links to your tasks. You would just go to your My Planner tab, upper right hand corner. You'll see a drop down. You'll click where it says tasks. Then you'll see a page that looks like this, and you'll see where tasks you need to do or need to work on. And you'll see the 10th grade dual enrollment survey, and then below that you'll see the complete career interest profiler. When you click on one of those two activities, you'll get a screen that looks like this, and then in order to complete the activity, just look up to the right, and you'll see to the right of that little kind of pink colored arrow. To complete this task, you need to take this survey. You click that little those words, and it'll take you to the survey. Once you've completed that survey, just make sure you click Save and Finish. If any of you see this on your screen, you may just, when you took the survey or were absent maybe the day we did the lesson freshman year, all that means, or you might not have actually completed all the steps from the activity you had to do last year. By following the rest of the instructions I'm about to show you, you will be able to get that activity completed without having to do anything else. You can complete it moving forward for this by completing the career interest profiler and following directions I'm going to show you here in a minute. So when you're done and you're ready to move on, you'll click where it says complete the career interest profiler. So the career interest profiler has 180 questions, and they're about work activities that people do at their jobs. So when you're choosing your answers, what you need to do is just think about whether you would like or dislike doing a particular work activity if you had the chance to do it. So just if you think you'd dislike it or if you'd like it. Try not to think about whether you have enough education or training to perform the activity. And the more accurately you can answer each question, the better your results are going to be. So try not to click don't know or not sure. Try to kind of be a little more specific in your answering and answer either you would like or dislike more so than unsure or not sure. So here is what the profiler looks like. So you'll see it will ask you questions like assemble electronic parts. Would you like that? Are you not sure if you'd like that at this point, or would you dislike that? Again, try not to think about whether or not you've had training in it, just answer if you think you'd like it or not like it. Drive a truck and to deliver packages to offices and homes. Diagnose and treat sick animals. So those are the type of questions you're going to be answering. Again, depending on how long it takes you, might be 20 minutes, maybe a little longer, 30 minutes maybe. You'll get you'll finish, and then you would click where it says view your results, or you can review your questions and answer, make changes if you'd like to before you view your results. Once you view your results, you won't be able to go back and change any of your answers. So this is the screen that will come up when you click view your results. These this information tells you more about what your results tell about you. So the ones you'll want to see how high the scores were for the investigative, social, realistic, artistic, enterprising, and conventional careers were. The higher your score, the more higher you will probably find, or more enjoyable you will find that kind of a career that involves those kind of activities. These are called Holland Career Codes, and they are used in a lot of different types of career interest surveys. Make sure you read through that, and once you've read through that and kind of have a sense of what that means, you can click on Matching Careers. Once you've clicked Matching Careers, you're going to see this screen come up, and it's going to show you what careers were the best matches for you based on how you answered the questions in the interest profiler. So what you can then do is anything with a purple check mark, I would go down and click on it and read about it and learn a bit more about what that career is about, entails, training, all of that. A great way to utilize this tool is to actually favorite some of the careers that you are finding interesting to you right now, so that you can save them in your Naviance profile and come back to them quickly and easily to read more about them later. So as you are reading about careers, you'll come onto the upper right hand corner and you'll see this little place on there that has a little favorite, and if you activate that heart, you click on the heart, it'll turn it red, and that's how you favorite careers. Okay, so we'd love for you to be able to save at least 3 careers specifically. You want it to say career and be sure that it's a career and not a career cluster, so that you have saved 3 specific careers in your Naviance careers I'm interested in. Just so you know, when you do click on a career, it has all of this great information up here under these tabs, under the name of the career. You can look at an overview, knowledge and skill that career entails, tasks and activities that you will do in that career, and there's also information about wages. And then below that, you can look at also related occupations. If you're not necessarily into being an athletic trainer, maybe you want to be a chiropractor, or maybe you want to be a physical therapist or something different, not necessarily revolving around athletics. So you can click on those and check those out. Just remember, you can just favorite it, and that way it will be saved for you in Naviance to refer back to quickly later on. Once you've completed the 10th grade dual enrollment survey and the career interest profiler and done some research, before you log out of Naviance, you need to go back into your My Planner task and then click Tasks to make sure that you've completed all the activities you need to for this year. If you haven't completed them, then you're going to have to go back and do it another time, and that's fine, but we just want you to get these activities done this semester so that you have information moving forward to help you with a lot of different things moving with planning the rest of your classes, gives you a little more direction in high school. But make sure that you see this box, tasks you need to work on, should say you're all set, you have nothing else assigned to you. Wanted to mention as well, we've posted some helpful resources in your Pope Counseling Class of 2023 class. In the resources area, we have a 10th grade Steps to Success, and it just tells you what you should be doing in the fall this year, things you should be and could be doing in the winter this year, and then on the back side it gives you things about to do this spring and summer. So take a look at that. It kind of helps keep you on track and knowing that you're doing things to help you with planning for your future. We also have listed, posted there a newsletter, a sophomore advisement newsletter that contains a lot of great information just about the career and college process, how you can kind of compare how you're doing with PSAT scores, and are you kind of showing that you're on track with your skills for college admission, things like that. All kinds of great information, as well as a testing timeline for SAT and ACTs is on the back of that. So please check out those 2 resources at some point this year. Parents, definitely try to read those as well. So the PSAT is going to be offered at Pope on for sophomores on Wednesday, October 14th. The day to have registered for that has already passed back in September, but we have a good 300 or so sophomores that are going to be taking the test on that day, the PSAT. Just to, if you missed that, it's okay. You can definitely take the PSAT, and it is a junior level test, and we recommend it highly for all juniors to take that because it leads right into getting prepared and taking the actual SAT and ACT. But the benefits of taking the PSAT: prepare for the SAT. You do get a free personalized official SAT practice program on the Khan Academy. You can link your results from the PSAT this year to the Khan Academy, and you'll get a personalized test prep program that's free. It allows you to, gives you some really good career and college planning tools. There's also this great feature called AP Potential that will help you to see whether or not you are showing potential for certain AP classes that based on how you did on the test. You can get admissions and financial aid information from colleges. And this is the test that is used for National Merit Scholarship Competition when you are a junior. So you want to definitely, by taking the PSAT this year as a sophomore, you're kind of getting some exposure and practice towards taking the PSAT your junior year. And that is the year that test is the one that is used for consideration for National Merit Scholarship Competition. So if your parent did sign you or get you registered or say that you were interested in taking the PSAT, for sophomores it is free. You did not have to pay. You just had to let us know that you wanted to take it. Emails were sent to parents on September 18th from Catherine Sachs, who's in our office. Details about the logistics, where to go to get signed in. They're going to be obviously practicing good social distancing. They're going to be taking temperatures and asking COVID questions before students are able to enter for testing. They'll be 6 feet apart. The students are not going to be close to each other. They'll be in large rooms. They'll either be in the main gym or the old gym to take this test. And masks are required, so be sure that you have your mask when you come. And then we do have this PSAT student guide available. It is in the main Pope office, up in the front office. If you'd like to go and pick it up, just come by and during our business hours, Monday through Friday, to pick up your student guide so that you can read a little bit more about the test, take a practice test if you want to, and learn more about the tips and just test taking hints and helpful things. So before we wrap it up and our students move on to going into Naviance to complete their Bridge Bell activities, I just wanted you to know that I have created a handout that has just a front and a back, or 2 pages, that is posted in your class of 2023 Pope Counseling course resources. Looks just like this, and it just gives you the steps to do each of the activities that you still have to complete, and other things we mentioned in the PowerPoint that would be good for you guys to have looked at and completed, so that you have completed all the steps to success for your 10th grade year. So you can have this pulled up and toggle back and forth between it and the Naviance program, so that you can get the steps all completed and you have every thing kind of easily, all the steps and the tabs you have to click on to complete all the activities. So just wanted you to know that that was available to you. So before we sign off, students, if you could please just take one more minute. We have a kind of like a post-lesson survey we'd like you to complete for us. It's similar to the one that you did at the beginning of the lesson, but it's a little different, and it's just there to, we really use that information to help us to know whether or not you were able to learn, what you were able to learn from this lesson, and see if it was helpful to you. So students, please take a minute, take your phone and use the camera and point it at this QR code. It'll take you to a Google Doc and just a few questions we'd love you to answer for us. Or you can copy and paste the URL below the QR code and complete the survey on your computer if you prefer. And if parents could just hold on 1 minute, students complete this survey, and then we'll end the PowerPoint here in just a minute. So students just keep working on the survey now. We'll give you a few more seconds to complete that, and then we'll finish the PowerPoint. So I want to thank you all for watching through this on PowerPoint, and please remember, sophomores, to go and complete your activities and tasks in Naviance now. You have to go back and still complete those, but we hope that this information that we provided in this PowerPoint was helpful to you and gives you information that inspires you. Remember, your counselors are here to help you. If you have questions, need anything, we will be doing sophomore advisement in the spring semester before you register for classes, when we can give you a lot more time with teachers and with us and after school hours to answer questions you might have about choosing your classes, maybe plans that you have for after high school, what might make the most sense, that kind of information. But we thank you for your participation, and we hope this was helpful to you. Thank you.